Hi, this is Brian from Denmark, your tech friend, and this is the brand new OnePlus 11 in this eternal green color. And you may already have seen videos on this phone around YouTube talking about various specs and stuff, but in this video I'm just going to talk about the design and the build, because this is one of the most beautiful phones I've seen in the last, well, ever. As a phone reviewer, I get a lot of phones through my boutique, and I will do a comparison with some of these design-wise later on in this video, but I just really want to emphasize the color because OnePlus finally got it right with this color this time around. This is called Eternal Green, and the previous models had names like Forest Green, Emerald Forest and other stuff, but they just didn't hit the spot like they've done with this kind of color. Oozes wealth. It's like exclusive and expensive colored, and it reminded me of my childhood model train locomotive, the MY, that came in a deep, almost brown Bordeaux-ish color, and it had this 3-wheel barrel set at each end of the locomotive, and it did like this when turning. It was just like super expensive and mean looking, and I was just like, model train, wow. And it isn't too often I get that feeling anymore because I've become old. You gotta see this color in real life. Another thing I want to talk about is the design. About 12 or 13 years ago, around 2010, I spoke to my best friend at the time and I said to her, well, I would like a phone that could just text and send pictures, and then for the rest of the matter, just have a good camera. And this is actually what I imagined that phone would look like. Just a tad bit bigger, because every phone nowadays has become enormous, right? Another advantage that this phone has got when you're at your family dinners and birthdays, people are always looking into like this objective of a bigger camera perhaps, and then they just still look at this, and then the centering of the eyes will be between exactly those three lenses, so you'll never have like eyes that was looking like I was looking right before, you know, outside of the frame. They always be looking at the right spot, right? So the design is superb, I think, in that matter. Also, you have the alert slider back, the three settings, and you have the power on off button on this side, and volume up, down, centered, I would say, around the center of the phone, just a little bit to the top. And that's superb, because when you're watching YouTube, then you want that centered volume button if you watch as much YouTube as I do, at least, because you just want to have that easy access. The only downside I can tell about the volume up down button itself is that it's perhaps a little bit petite. It could be longer and then more easy to distinguish from your power on off button over here. So just to round this praise section off, I just want to tell you that this is, in my opinion, the most beautiful phone I've seen as a phone reviewer, and I come across a lot of phones since the Samsung S6 Edge in 2000, and I think it was 16, right? Also in a green color that was just exquisitely looking. It was the most pretty phone I've ever come across as a phone reviewer. Of course, this one also comes in this black moonstone black, it's called, and that just means it has a much more tactile feel, almost like sandpaper, and I actually would recommend that because I've already dropped this 3 times in 2 days, and a reviewer friend I've got also dropped his 1 time. Luckily, there hasn't happened anything to it yet, but if you want a phone that's more secure in the handling, you go for the black one, okay? Okay, and now for a super quick comparison round with all of these phones versus the OnePlus 11. The Samsung S22, which one is the more pretty? Well, Google Pixel 6a. This reminds me, by the way, of the OnePlus 11. I really think they should stick to this camera cutout design now, because they will distinguish themselves as a OnePlus phone as the Pixel now do with this sort of visor camera choice they've made with all their phones since the Pixel 6, right? So do that. The brand new Samsung S23. And I really actually like this phone also. I'll get back to this phone. And just, you know, to let you in on the enemy, But this is an iPhone XR. It's actually a pretty phone also, I think, but nothing to the OnePlus 11. And this is an absolutely horrid phone in my opinion. This is Also OnePlus, but it's the OnePlus Nord CE2 Lite. What a name, right? And it is generic to say the least. And let's just compare it with a Motorola. This is the Motorola Edge 30. Also a pretty phone. This is actually a phone I would highly recommend it. I named this phone of the year in 2022. You can watch that video right up here. And just a quick comparison of yet another Samsung. This is the Samsung A33. I actually love this design also because the blue color has like sift through out to the sides so that they also have a blue tint. A Xiaomi phone. Sort of the same-ish, right? But this just beats it easily. Then the last one I just want to compare it to is, of course, the new Samsung S23 Ultra. Which one of these would you buy? This is just, even though it's kind of pretty also, it's just a square with some camera holes, isn't it? Of course, it's got this rounding to the edges. But still, I just think this one beats them out by a mile. My name is Brian from Denmark, your tech friend, and that was all I wanted to show you. See ya!